Hi guys, welcome to MS Power Automate. In today's video, we will learn how to create an alternative way to extract and download Google images with full resolution. Currently, MS Pad does not support extracting images from Google image search. However, an alternative way to do this is using a Google custom search API. The results won't be in exact sequence on Google search as they are two different inbuilt applications. First of all, let me navigate to this URL. Over here, if you scroll down and navigate to using REST, there are two things that you need to configure, API key and the search engine ID. So first of all, let me create my own API key and then I click on get a key. It will prompt me to create a new project. So I'm going to create a new project and I call it as my custom search. Click next. Copy the API key and temporarily store it inside your notepad. Click done. Okay, to manage your API key, you can go to console.cloud.google.com. Okay, and then next step, what you need to do is to create a search engine ID. I'm gonna open a new tab. I click add. I want to search from google.com. And the name of the search engine, I'm gonna name it as my custom search. And I click I'm not a robot. I click create. Next. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on modify your search engine, and then over here I need to get my search engine ID. Okay, and of course I want to enable the image search. If I scroll down, I also need to enable the search the entire web. Okay, over here is up to you. You can investigate this further if you would like to just search for a certain object type, maybe a video type or just an image type. There's a lot of things available here. You can research on this. Okay, so over here is automatically saved. Now I'm going to click X and close. Now these are the API query that you will need to do your to invoke the HTTP request, right? So from here, what we need is the API key, the search engine ID, and also the Q is representing the parameter for query, the things that we're going to search. Okay, how do I know CX is for search engine ID? If you go to all other query parameters link, if I search for CX, it basically tell me that the programmable search engine ID to use for this request. So there are a lot of query parameters here that you can use. Maybe you can use for some filter of image type or file type or any etc. Okay, so let me go back to my test power automate. So over here, I created my argument here and I set it as sensitive value so that each time when I run the process, the API key and search engine ID is not locked in the web portal. So let me pass in my API key here, set the default value and my search engine ID. Okay, and my search query for now, I just take it to as Spider-Man. Okay, so now I'm going to use a invoke web service. Okay, so now I'm going to copy the URL here. And then I'm going to modify this API key and input my variable API key followed by the search engine ID and my query. Also, over here, remember to change it to application/JSON. So when you click save and you run, the result here is a JSON data type. So you're going to copy here and I'm going to go to JSON to table.com and I click run. You can see I have a lot of record here. Okay, but just to let you know, over here is only returning 10 records. Why? Because the API only supports up to 10 record. And then do I get to the next following page? If you can see here, there's a next page column here. The start index is at 11. So for now, my index is at 0, which is at 1 to 10. And then the next page is at 11 to 20. And then, okay, so from here, right, if I try to add additional parameter here, which is also available in the query, start equals to 2. 11. Okay, so if I were to try and run this again, I copy out this value and let me open another new tab. So as you can see here, the title here is Marvel Spider-Man Game of the Year Edition. If I scroll up, the value is different. So okay, so in order for me to access the image link, it's basically based on the items and link. So if I over here and I search, this is the image. Okay, so let me deep dive into this. If I were to copy this, right, and I put it on a Visual Studio Code, maybe I put it as in Notepad. So if I scroll up and look at the structure, under items here, there's an item and also the link here. So if I click this link, okay, and then I also, you can see here that it's actually not returning me uh, image type, right? So what I can do to improve this further, if I go back to my API here, right, I'm going to add one more part here and then search type is equals to image. Okay, so over here you can find the query from here as well, search type, and we can search only based on images. Okay, so if I were to run this again, I'm getting the exact picture. So if I would go to google.com and then I search for Spider-Man, you can see that the image is over here. So I'm actually getting the full resolution of the image. Okay, so from here, right, what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to make this more dynamic. So over here, since the start is 11, right, I'm going to do a loop condition and I want to start from 1. Maybe I just want to loop up to 30. Okay, and then increment by 10. So from here, I will then change this to loop index. And then I click save. Next, what I want to do is I want to access the content, right? I want to access the content of these items. But over here, everything is in a chunk of string, right? So what I can do is I'm going to convert this JSON to a custom object data type. So once I converted, it will be giving me a custom object data type, and it's easy for me to access the value. So let me try to run this again, then you have an idea how it looks like. Okay, so if I open here, you can see I can access the items. Inside these items, I actually have 10 records. Sorry, let me move one step back. Yes, inside items, I have 10 items. So inside of these 10 items, I have link here to extract the images. So from here, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new list, image list, and then I'm going to do a for each for each item inside custom object within the items. I want to add each of the item inside this image list. Okay, so from here, right, if I were to run this, okay, it's taking quite long. Let me reduce this to 5 ms so it will load a little bit faster. Alright, so let me pause for a while. If you take a look at my image list, right, I have about few records already. So in this case, I can create an additional for each loop to actually download all these images. Right, so let me go and create one more loop. So I stop this and I'm going to search for each item. Maybe I put here for each image in image list. I want to set a variable. I want to get the image link. So from here, I will create a variable called image link, and then I will use this as image square brackets link. And then I also want to create the path that I want to store the images. So I want to name it as download folder path. Let me put this D drive. And then of course I need to give the name, right? So the name here, maybe for now I just want to include a JPG at the back, followed by a counter of the name. So over here I need to create an additional variable here. I'll name it as image counter, and I want to start it at 0. Okay, and then of course I want to increment the value for each items that I've downloaded. Increment by 1. And then of course now the next step is I want to download the images, right? So we can use this download from web action. It's a HTTP type, and then we're going to pass in the URL, which is the image link, and then is the method is get, and of course I want to save it to a disk, and then the file name here I will change it as specify full path, destination file path. I will use the variable called download folder path. Okay, so from here, of course, I need to have an existing folder that I already created in my G drive. Okay, so let me save this. And if I were to run this flow, so it's downloading, it's storing all the images into the image list first. Okay, let me take a look. What's the error message? Image doesn't have a property link. Alright, okay, it's because of this is a small case, not uppercase. Okay, so let's try again. So maybe it's gonna take quite long. I'm gonna reduce this to maybe 20. Okay, so it's actually downloading the images. You can see here, it's downloading automatically. Okay, so let me stop this. Let's take a look at the image. Right, so I got this, and then is the full resolution. Alright, so that's all for this exercise. So if you are keen to learn more, do remember to subscribe our channel as we have constant update and tutorial videos on Microsoft Power Automate Desktop. Thank you.